Brad, tell us your beef.
Fat people piss me off too, man.
That's Brad's beef too this week. It's fat people.
No, mine is you're at the end of your drink, right? And there's a little piece of ice, and you go to finish it off, and it just knows when it's not
lined up right.
Not lined up, and as soon as you let your guard down, it comes down and it
right
floods
in your
you.
teeth.
So the little ice cube, that's my beef.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
You get a money shot of ice cube
Every
right
time.
in the throat.
Every time.
If you
without fail.
now that you have an I'll ask the questions koozie, you may not need ice, or it may not melt into such a way where it adheres to the cup.
You got it.
Right, also, if you've been in public and you've received one of these from us, please like, share, subscribe.
Thank you, Red Dog. Good job. Pre-promoting.
Was it the Navy?
How we doing, folks?
Unidentified.
We're ready, homie.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go. It's episode 12, Punishment Day. We'll be taking care of that later, don't worry. But you're going to want to hang around and see that for sure for the whole show. We're going to get into beefs. We're going to tell stories. We'll go around the room, say hello to everybody. To my left, we have Austin the Giant Lewis handling the Who question this week. How's it going, Austin?
It's going good.
Awesome.
Happy to be here. Episode 2 should be good.
Yes, it should be very good. Next to you is Kevin Sea Dog Wilcox on the What question. Hello, Kevin.
Glad to be here. Hello, Mr. Quizzler.
And then across from him, we got RMFJ.
Grand Quizzler.
What's going on, RMFJ?
How is everybody? It's good to be here.
Doing well?
Doing well.
Glad to be doing our finale. It's always fun to do a finale.
Is this the finale, or are we doing the finale next week?
Yeah, it's going to be the finale.
Oh,
you know, we have editing skills now, Roger.
Okay,
So
excellent.
we'll do things in sections, but it'll all be one film. Next to you, we got Brad OG Champ Keepers.
Hello?
Fernando doesn't think so.
He said nah.
He'll figure it out. And then we got standing in for Ricky because he's dead. We got Red Dog. Red Dog's going to be
Red
an
Dog
expert
live
this
in
time.
studio. What's
In
happening?
studio, so this should be fun.
Get a lot of face
Ask
time.
questions. What's happening?
Doing well.
All right,
Work's
good,
been kicking my ass, but I like it.
All right, you're killing it over there. Huh?
I am.
Well, very good job.
He enjoys punishment.
He's cooking a lot of stuff.
Hey, Pancho Villa, move your head so you can see your face, homie.
Thank you, producer Fernando. This season's most expert went to Ricky, so he gets the picture of knowledge. Anybody can see it.
All right, for
Justin,
Ricky.
you'll keep that in safekeeping until we can give that to
I will. Hang on
Ricky.
to it for Ricky.
I'm dedicating this show to old high school friends. I had an old high school friend contact me through YouTube and said he subscribed to our channel, thinks it's hilarious, and I haven't seen this guy in 30 years or something. Just popped out of nowhere and said, hey. So Aaron Weiner, welcome to the show. You are subscriber number 91.
Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
Good luck hanging
like
around.
And subscribe.
You
Like
probably
and
remember
subscribe.
me as a
Everybody
very
else?
small child.
Yeah, Justin was little back then. My story is going to revolve around Aaron and his bitching Camaro, so please stay tuned to that.
Sick.
Can't wait.
All right. Let's go ahead and start off with beefs. My beef this week happens to be Corvettes. Like, if you drive a Corvette, whatever, cool. I get it. I'm a car guy. Everybody, we like our own brands. But whenever I see, especially the new ones, coming down the road, for an instant, I'm like, cool, Ferrari. Oh, Corvette.
The Stingray?
Yeah. The new
No,
mid-engine
the new
one.
ones, yeah.
I'm
I
not a fan of
totally
it.
agree, 100%.
I think that this thing was
time I
designed
see
by AI. I think it took the best out of all the supercars and melded it into one shitbox contraption.
So when you see it, you're like, dude, look at that McLaren.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
and now when a
happens
McLaren
to
comes
me all
up,
the
I'm
time.
like, I would think that was cool if it wasn't for the damn Camaro or the Corvette. I
Corvette,
mean,
yeah, exactly.
I got Camaro on the brain, so I got nothing against the people who buy them or like them or drive them. Nothing like that. I just don't like Camaro or Corvettes or
Me
Camaros.
and my
Let's
buddy
just say
rented
Camaro.
one of those Stingrays, and I don't know, dude. You push both the paddles
get
and
it.
it gets in the
I get it.
the
It's
beast mode.
It's
or
actually
whatever
a
the hell it's
really
called.
good world-beating car now. They've come a long way with the Corvette, just the design of it, and for me, I don't know.
You're allowed to have beef.
I can have a beef about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but have you ever done that? Looked, seen, oh man, what kind of car is that? Dude, is that a Lamborghini? And then
It's a vet.
It's a vet.
And then at certain angles, it's like, what the hell is this? It's just strange looking to me.
I appreciate your beef, Bryce.
Thanks,
That's a
Roger.
great beef.
Thanks for getting
These
it.
other guys don't get it. I get it.
That's okay. Anyways, let's pass it along to Austin. Austin, what's your beef?
My beef's with the Target marketing team.
Okay.
I recently walked into one with my wife and my child, and they do a great job. Mm-hmm. They start you off. You walk into the store. First thing on your left is all the sale stuff. First thing on your right you see is a fucking Starbucks right there, just to get a cool beverage of some kind of caffeinated thing. And then when you continue to walk through, the next thing you see is next year's bathing suits.
Already.
And then you got jeans next to that. It's all women. It's very centered around one gender.
Okay.
And
it's their target.
That's their target.
And you
walk
in, and you walk in, and all the section for a guy, or if you need one thing, you can just walk in there and it's in the back or whatever. But my problem is that you walk into that store and you go in for one thing, like one little quick trip, and then you end up buying 100 things. And
that's how they target you.
And it's the worst ever.
That's why they have a good name.
They've thought this out.
Yeah,
for quite some time. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of them.
All right, so
I like it.
Take note, Target.
Nice
Austin has beef with you. So
You're not the only person.
I'm sure he's not the only one.
No.
Kevin, what about you? You okay with Target, or what's your beef?
I haven't been to Target forever, but my beef is the people that like to pull up to the grocery stores and park in the fire lane right in front of the door.
Oh.
And this happened to me just the other day. I asked someone what she was doing, so this was the answer I got. Mm-hmm. She said that she had already bought her groceries, but she needed to load them. So she walked without her cart.
Just left
to her car.
Get the car.
To get the car to the fire lane.
She could have been done already.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean.
Was it raining?
So, nope.
Nothing like that?
It was just yesterday.
Just flawed
And
logic.
I was like, what is your problem? And I was like, what happens if somebody has an issue? They need to come in. Fire department, police, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm only here for a second.
Yep.
You already walked past it once.
And those fires you light burn pretty quickly, so you want people...
That's why they put the firewood outside
right?
at the front of the building.
That's right, Kevin.
One quick match.
He's going, carry a hairspray and a lighter, just...
One quick match.
I like to test the limits of our fire department.
Right?
That's right. Let's see the response time on this one.
That's how quick they can get to this lane.
And go back and sit down.
Just to prove this woman's a bitch.
Then he goes and sits. Yeah. And he sits in his car and just watches.
And I've got a front row seat.
All right, brings us to RMFJ. Good job, Kevin.
Yeah.
Beat that one. What's your beef, Roger?
This may be politically incorrect. But
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's get uncomfortable.
obese cops in uniform.
That's not politically incorrect.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
All right.
Who does stand it?
No, what
Their
I'm saying,
wives.
If you need help from a police officer,
You don't
and
want-
some guy like that pulls up that can't do,
He's going to pass out just getting out of the car.
Dude couldn't do a pull.
It's gonna be a minute.
Yeah, couldn't do a pull up to save his life. Yet he's tacked out like he's some tier 1 special forces guy. Dude couldn't do a 15-minute mile.
Okay. So
Anyway.
you're concerned for people's safety.
Fat
If
cops.
somebody's too overweight, he's not going to get on scene in time.
Doesn't that piss you off?
He's
when
not
you
going
see
to catch
something
any
like that,
robbers.
like on TV.
Not unless he's in his
you know,
car.
Do you think it's from them eating along with donuts?
It's
The big
personal
donuts.
responsibility.
Those people
He should be
rank about
setting-
the same height as the people that try to train you and the weight trainers that are also obese.
Right.
Those people are,
And they're telling you what to do,
Yeah,
and you're like,
exactly.
dude, you're
Like,
fat.
But if you're an obese homicide detective or a robbery detective, I get it. You're not on the street. You're not chasing bad guys.
Or the
Super
guy behind the
sweaty.
desk going, what's your problem? Okay.
Exactly. As long as you're not, but then they act like they're,
Very opinionated.
They could be the fastest dude you ever saw over short distances.
they got zip ties, scissors,
some
tear
fast ones.
gas,
You don't know.
tasers.
Very sweaty.
Fat people.
You should test them.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'd love to.
Catch me.
Let's do this.
They might chase
You
me
go down and you...
when I'm out in public.
Let's do Justin's punishment now. Justin, go get arrested.
Suicide by cop is
But
your
find,
punishment.
But find the fattest one.
Find the most obese.
Poking.
I'm not talking overweight guys. Like
You're talking about
I'm
the
talking
big
about the guys.
400
Morbidly
pounds.
obese,
Yeah.
400 pounds
borderline
plus.
bariatric
Yeah.
surgery patient.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have to stitch together 2 gun belts so he can wear one.
There you go.
I understand.
All right.
I understand.
I don't know
it,
why
man.
departments let those guys on. Or don't kick
Gun
them
belt
off.
extension.
Beef is noted. Good job, Roger. Thanks for your beef.
All right.
Good Brad, tell us your beef.
Fat people piss me off too, man.
That's Brad's beef too this week. It's fat people.
No,
That's-
mine is you're at the end of your drink, right? And there's a little piece of ice, and you go to finish it off,
and
and it just knows when it's not
lined
you
up
like-
right.
not lined up. And as soon as you let your guard down, it comes down and it
Right in your
floods you. So the little ice cube, that's my beef.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
You get a money shot of Ice Cube
Every
right in the
time,
throat.
every time.
If you
without fail.
now that you have an I'll ask the questions koozie, you may not need ice,
That's
or it may not melt
You got
into
it.
such a
You
way
got it.
where it adheres to the cup.
you got it.
Also, if you've been in public and you've received one of these from us, please like, share, subscribe.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Red Dog.
Yeah.
Good job. Pre-promoting.
Thanks for coming by.
I think the NAMP programming is working. The neural oral mapping program that we've unleashed on him without his knowledge is worked.
It's beginning
That's-
to work.
Yeah, it's beginning to work. Justin, what's your beef?
Home reffing.
Home reffing.
Yeah, home reffing in football. I think it happens in baseball a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
they've
okay.
tried to eliminate it with the like instant replay and whatnot.
Justin,
but,
take that ridiculous hat off,
Okay.
please.
Oh, wait. Put it back on.
Yeah, he's right. Put it back on.
Tilt it to the back. Put it to the back.
There he is.
Yeah. Can I wear that?
You're taking
There we
it
go.
for
You took his do-rag, man.
Yeah.
Now we're back.
That's the rule.
Ah, that looks good.
All right.
La 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 la.
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. All right.
Okay.
Home reffing.
Yeah.
Home reffing. I like
reffing.
it.
Do you
Yeah.
have
It happens all the time in Hurricanes football. I can't tell you how many
Can you
times
get
I've seen
into
it.
a little bit more of what home reffing is for somebody
So,
who may not know?
yeah, home reffing is
Like me.
when you watch a sporting event and the ref or ump or whatever it
Makes
may
a
be
bad call.
makes a terrible call, and you can clearly see that it was a terrible call, but yet they still allow that call to go through, even sometimes in instant replay. It can be very annoying. And
Okay.
it seems to always happen against my team.
Of course. All right.
So that's home reffing
Home reffing, and you have major beef with it.
all the time.
All right. Noted. That's everybody's beefs. Good job, everyone. All right, yes, go.
what's your team?
All Miami.
All of the Miami.
All the Miami
He's
teams.
a Miami freak. He likes the Hurricanes, the Dolphins, baseball,
Panthers,
Heat.
Marlins.
Heat, Marlins.
Okay.
All of it. I do watch the Reds on occasion, but that's my father's fault. He forced it upon us.
I like the Reds too.
I do.
Oh,
They're
I
okay.
haven't watched baseball in a long time, but
Not
I
the
am a Red-
Bengals
I'm a
anymore
Reds
so
fan,
much.
yeah.
The Miami Reds?
Anyways, this is not a sports program, quite obviously. We're going to move into our questions round. Okay, up first, I can't ask you first because you're not being the special guest. You're like a guest expert now, so you're just going to like go along for the ride.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Austin, who is the best drummer of all time?
Wow.
So I kept mulling over this, and I honestly, for the music that I particularly enjoy, I like rock. I really do. I have started to kind of get into the metal rock, and then but still come back to the classic. So it's so hard because if you look up online, best drummers of all time, the guys that always come up are the Neil Pearts, Led
Yes.
Zeppelin's guy,
John Bonham.
yep, and then Pink Floyd's guy, and
The Who's drummer?
the Who's drummers on there.
or-
And honestly,
Who
and
was
then-
the drummer with one arm?
I'll ask the questions. That's a Def Leppard drummer.
Thank you.
but
Continue.
then also Van Halen's brother is another one that gets
Alex
up there.
Van Halen?
Mhm. And I don't know. For me,
Yeah, it's tough.
it's
That's a
it's
tough
so
call.
It's a really tough question.
it's a subjective question because in my taste, I honestly think that Chad Smith is from Red Hot Chili Peppers is one of the best all
I think
time.
he's pretty darn good.
Pretty good.
I've seen a video of him, and I don't know how many of these guys can do it, but he is sitting there and listens to a track from a completely different genre that he's in, and he sits there for 3 seconds and he's like, "Oh, this is in 3," and then 2 seconds later, he's playing the exact notes of the song
With just the music.
with just the
going.
music.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's the wildest thing because he's like
He just knows how
He's
it
like, this
goes.
is what it's supposed to
never
sound.
ever has heard the music, and I mean he was accurate, and the only thing he missed was some of the cues like that are particular to the song.
Yeah.
It's the wild. That's why I think that he's one of the better ones. But if I had gun to my head, I think Neil Peart's probably.
I would agree with that. I think it's probably my pick for the best. I know he doesn't get a lot amongst drummers. Doesn't get a lot of recognition for whatever reason.
Zeppelin's guy,
John
John Bonham. He's one of the guys that apparently, just based off the internet, is one of the most influential, drummers. But then
He's like the Jimmy Page of drummers.
Well, you got Ginger Baker.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy was great. And then
was
you got
pretty
all
good.
those jazz guys. I don't know.
Yeah,
their names.
exactly. Then you got
Jazz
that
drummers are on
whole
another
genre
level.
of jazz, and it's.
That's why
to me, I don't enjoy jazz, but
So I went and saw Rush live, and Neil Peart did this huge drum solo.
He has to like climb into his set.
But what was cool
pretty crazy.
is that he did that jazz stuff.
Yeah.
You know, he was doing the rock and roll stuff, and then he like turned around, and this whole drum kit turned, and then he starts getting into the jazz. It's very cool.
Yeah, he's fun. He was very fun to watch. I've seen Rush twice, and both times when he does his solo, it's just like your mind's blown.
But how cool would it be though if you were at like a Motley Crue concert and you see Tommy Lee spinning?
That goes a long way too.
Like, he's doing the drums upside down. Like, I mean, how many people can do that?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Not many.
The Beatles drummer,
Okay, Ringo Starr.
Ringo Starr, is an excellent drummer.
This is funny. Somebody asked Paul McCartney. Somebody asked Paul McCartney one time, is Ringo the best drummer in the world? And
Of
Paul
course.
McCartney's like, he's not the best
Drummer
drummer.
in the band.
He's not even the best drummer in the Beatles. But he gets a lot of recognition and a lot of credit
Yeah.
for being the best because he was in the Beatles. Because
One of the
Yeah,
first.
because do you think that's part of it though?
I think
Yeah,
so.
When you're on one of the most popular bands,
Like I think,
ever, you're gonna
like
be
Charlie
considered.
Watts gets a lot of cred from the Rolling Stones, but it's like he's a basic,
Yeah, he's no Neil Peart.
he's no
Yeah,
Neil
if we had
Peart.
Snoop Dogg on here, we'd be the most famous podcast. That's
right.
Exactly.
Snoop's listening
Yeah.
right now. He's just
only
he's
would
debating
take
whether.
Come
or
on,
not
Snoop.
Snoopaloop.
Come on, Snoopaloop.
Okay. Producer Fernando, who gets your vote for best drummer?
Well, I had Ginger Baker.
Yeah. A lot of people would
Yeah.
go with him, I would
If
say.
you listen to
Charlie
his music,
Bird.
he was a jazz player.
Yes.
I saw a documentary years ago of Olatunji. Anybody heard of Olatunji?
I don't know him.
Drums of Passion. Do you know that song by Santana, Jingo?
Yeah.
That was written by
Yeah.
Olatunji. And they interviewed Olatunji, and out of the background, someplace this little guy with the red hair sticks her out, and it was Ginger Baker. And he was up in the first recording studio in Africa.
Wow.
I mean, the guy did a lot of work for African music, for drummers. And his
Drums.
style was different.
Real
You-
drums.
if
He
you
must have
listen
been
to Creed-
influenced by the African drumming.
Big time.
Yeah.
If
We
you
all
listen
were.
to Creed,
Yes.
you don't hear a lot of cymbals. You hear a lot of guys go, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Brings me back
You
to
don't
that
hear that on
SNL
Ginger
skit.
Baker. It's just, he was an excellent drummer.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's gone now, sadly.
Yeah, rest in
The
peace, Ginger Baker.
sounds of the native drums in the background.
Metallica's drummer's pretty good too.
Lars, you like Lars?
Oh, Lars is
A lot of people like Lars.
Check out Drums of Passion.
Okay.
If you're into
Drums of
Drums of
Drums
Passion.
of Passion.
There's
by
ano-
Olatunji.
Let me give you 5 points, Fernando.
I know.
There's another
Tucci,
documentary
Lil
called
Wayne.
Drummer's Dream, and it's about a camp, and some of these top guys are at this camp teaching kids.
Yeah.
But there's all different styles of the drums. So you have like obviously jazz and rock, and even just bongo playing.
Yeah.
And it's real interesting. It's definitely worth a watch.
I saw a documentary, Let There Be Drums, and it was, drummers talking about other
Oh, yeah,
drummers
that
and
was
things
cool. I
like
saw
that. And one of the guys was saying, everybody's essentially a drummer. Like the Big Bang was the first downbeat, so it's like built into us. Like, you ever find yourself doing shit like
Yeah.
this, it's just kind of a thing we
it.
like to do.
Yeah.
When we went downtown to hand out cards, we saw a guy playing
Yeah, the buckets. That's right.
And he was killing it.
He was killing
an
it. It was
excellent,
pretty cool.
Excellent job. Yeah.
In Africa, when a master drummer is trying to teach a young kid to drum, and the kid cannot get the beat, they'll take the kid and put it over the master drummer's lap.
I am a
Beat the
masturbator.
rhythms into his back.
Wow.
So he can get the feel of it.
Okay.
It's just a long tradition. Drumming is the oldest of all instruments.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool.
And so that brings me around to our sponsor today. These great drumming
Disclosure, IATQ has no sponsors.
How do you pronounce that?
I don't know.
Is it manusage?
I'm sure the three people that are watching,
Manusage.
watching this show are going, what the fuck are they, what are the gloves
119,
for?"
Roger.
They're a little
119.
warm.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
119.
They are warm,
So now I'm
but they've got great
they're a
grip.
little. Oh, I know.
Man, you could
You
like
need to
Next
open
level
a
grip.
can of peanut butter.
Oh.
This is it.
This is what you want.
I mean, you
anything.
could twist a face off.
Degrease an
Yes.
engine.
You could, like-
Yeah, don't grab your penis with this thing.
oh no,
'cause
friction, super friction.
All
How
right.
you know?
The
Let's
throat
move along. Jesus Christ. All right, Kevin, you're on the what this weekend?
Yep.
I asked Kevin this
This
week.
guy's a president.
Yeah. Oh, yes. The sidebar. The picture of knowledge is now the president of Holland. This man is running Holland.
He's running the show.
Okay.
I love it.
So he
I
is
love
the
it.
picture of knowledge.
Maybe he's got a better pen now.
He's got a lot better pen. It's a little
bit.
softer. All right, Kevin.
A
what is-
Sharpie.
Kevin, what is the moon actually made out of?
He's one hitting cocaine right there. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Just a little.
It's got like
Yeah.
a little bit in the
Yeah.
cap.
Just a little bit of coke.
I mean, look at the guy. He's, oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's all right. This is what we do.
Glad you're here, Rod.
Yeah, and
This is the show where questions are irrelevant.
yes.
But the one I asked,
Sorry, the answers.
the one I asked Kevin was, "What is the moon actually made out of?" So you can see how the importance of our questions.
Right. This is, this was a head scratcher. And turns out it's just considered another rocky body, just like the rest of the planet.
Just rocks.
Pretty much. I mean, I did find out that it's like mostly made up of iron, magnesium, aluminum, silicone, titanium, things like that. And
Wow.
it
I'm
does
You
have
did a little research.
Yeah, it does have it's made up mostly like what the Earth is, and it does have its own iron core. I don't know if it's surrounded by some molten fluid.
They
or
don't
anything
think
like
so because it like is tidally locked. It just kind of follows. It doesn't really
Right.
spin as it
Doesn't
goes
spin at
around.
all.
I mean,
yeah.
the moon is like one of the most important things we have. I mean, it takes care of the planet and
Knuckleball
Influences
in
the
the sky.
tides.
right, has to do with the atmosphere. It's
The moon doesn't
238,000 miles away from the planet Earth. It was formed about 4.5 billion years ago.
Wow. You know what's funny to me about the moon is like it seems to be perfectly round, and it's just been pelted with like
Yeah.
meteorites. Why hasn't the Earth got big dents in it like that too? I mean, is
does.
the moon like as many though?
I think it
Maybe
has to
not.
do with the atmosphere because we have an atmosphere and other
Something
planets
breaks
don't.
down.
Everything burns up in
I got
ours,
you.
while theirs
Meteors
it
and
doesn't
stuff.
have.
That makes sense.
Or not all of them, but most of them.
And also it's like very like spherical. Like if you look at like the moons around other planets, they're like weirdly shaped and stuff. Like why is ours completely spherical? Did you
Yeah.
read anything like
Didn't
that?
get into that. No.
I heard like
So if the moon doesn't spin, we only see one side of it.
yes, that's why there's a
Oh,
dark side of the moon.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Hi.
Pink Floyd.
But the moon's all
Another
dark
great
because it
drummer.
doesn't put off light, right? Anyways.
Anyway,
Expert answering. gentlemen.
expert.
that was
Expert
great.
answer, Kevin.
Thanks,
Thank
Jeff.
you.
So wait. You're telling me
Yeah,
it's not made of cheese?
it's not made of cheese.
You're telling me it's not made of cheese? I'll ask questions.
Kraft was lying
what
to
I-
us.
that's
the
what I
whole
thought.
time.
All
Yeah.
the kids' stories from back in the '60s. No, not made of cheese.
Did you find the man in the
There-
moon?
No, but they say there are traces of water on the moon that they think come from below surface,
Awesome.
which was interesting.
Wow. I heard one of the astronauts talking about when they landed on it, they thought they heard like this big hollow echo kind of boom, thinking like maybe the moon is hollow.
That's-
Like it's just a big cave in there or something.
If they
Of
landed
gas.
on it.
If
Maybe
they
it's gas.
if they landed on it. Thank you, Fernando.
Thank you.
Thanks for pointing that
man
out.
of reason
we have
over here.
yet to confirm. No.
We're going back next year, I think.
Someone already went back. Didn't India?
India.
India landed.
Finally landed.
Yeah.
Congratulations, India.
Have
Yeah.
we talked about this?
Hey,
I
shout
think
out
we
India.
did
Yeah.
briefly.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time before we have moon buggy races.
So how
on the
come we
moon.
don't have
Yes.
right?
How come we don't have video of that?
I'm sure there is.
What's the
Mario
first thing we
Kart.
did?
India
Mario
has
Kart
videos.
version.
Yeah,
Buggy race.
exactly.
Have you seen it?
Rainbow Road comes real.
Right? Well, like we landed on the moon. What's the first thing we did? We built a fucking car to drive on it, right? So it's just a matter of time
Now
before we
Rainbow
got moon
Road
buggy
is currently
races.
in construction.
This is India's moon buggy. This is America's moon buggy. Let's
betting on
fucking
it.
get around this bitch and see
And
who
betting
gets
on
there
it.
first.
That would be awesome.
MGM, think
Just-
about this.
Yes.
This is a great idea.
That's right. I hope you're listening, Houston. We do not have a problem.
We
We,
can
have
get
a
the Virgin
solution.
Mobile guy on it.
Houston, we have a solution.
I'm sure Houston's listening.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Elon Musk will build it.
No, we'll get the Virgin Mobile guy to do it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, he's
All those
crazier.
guys.
Yeah.
So you got
Absolutely.
Virgin team, you got SpaceX team, you got
You can pitch it
NASA
to all of
team.
them. Pitch
I
it
want to
them
see
all.
moon buggy
Ferrari and
races
Porsche.
on the fucking moon.
Yeah.
And if that happens, they need to put this logo on the fucking side of the car.
I like it.
Okay?
We were here first.
We've decided this. Moving on.
Right.
Excellent job, everyone. Roger, your question this week
Oh.
is
Oh, yeah, this is good.
where would we be if it weren't for all the idiots?
This show certainly wouldn't be existing. I
All
can promise.
right. Excellent answer. Solved.
Those two fucksticks, when I was coming over the bridge, wouldn't be on this earth.
Your stress level would be a little less RMFJ.
Yes. Okay, so if there were no idiots, what a dull world we would have. Nobody to laugh at, nobody to make fun of,
Nobody getting hurt.
no evil Knievels,
That's right.
no stunt guys. I mean, if everything worked perfect all the time, it would just be
Simulation.
humdrum, brutal. And we're all idiots.
Absolutely.
You know, all of us have our
Look at what I'm
Right.
wearing.
Yeah. All of us have
In our own
strengths.
right.
All of us have weaknesses. All of us have different things we're good and not good at. So
So your message to the world is
Let the
thank
idiots
you,
rule.
Thank you, idiots.
Absolutely.
We thank every one of you. We
Absolutely.
love you guys,
Yeah.
including ourselves.
Pretty sure
There'd
Spike
be no.
TV
Yeah,
is
there would
made
be
off
no
of that.
majority.
I mean, what kind of idiot wears gloves on a podcast? You know,
What kind of idiot has a podcast and wears his brother's pubic hair as a wig? All right.
Never would have heard of Johnny Knoxville.
Yes. Thanks for Johnny Knoxville. Thanks for this show.
Thanks, John.
But then there are idiots that I hate as well. I mean,
They
I'm
get
not-
under your skin sometimes.
like the two idiots when I was coming over the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
riding their bicycles over the bridge.
Kevin would have just mowed him down.
Like there's
They'd
not
just be
a,
like boom, boom, and they'd be
Yeah.
into the water.
Unless you hit the grate and then you could push them through.
Gosh. Thanks,
like
Kevin.
it.
Okay, next.
Sick.
I got Brad. Brad was the one
That was
question this
win.
week.
Yep.
Brad, when will the U.S. men's soccer team win a World Cup?
So this was
In your expert
I
opinion,
wanted to go never,
that's the
So-
probably the
Exactly
true.
but I came up with a specific year. If I did my math right, so 2062.
Oh,
So 2062, the U.S. men's will have a good enough team. This is why.
okay. This is what I'm getting at.
So by so by 2060, in America, there'll be 111 Hispanics, 111 million Hispanics,
Okay.
and so by then we'll be one in
We'll have enough-
every 1 in 4 people will be Hispanic.
We'll have enough
And
Latin
those
talent.
fuckers love soccer.
Okay.
They're good at
They're
it.
good at
And
it.
they're good
really
at
good
it.
at it.
And
Yes.
so 2062, you give us 2 years to work with the new,
Okay.
and we'll
Let
be
'em keep coming in.
Yeah, let them come in, and we'll build a soccer
Let them
team.
come across the border.
Because we're primarily
That's what
a
it
country of multicultural, European mostly.
Yep.
And they're very good at soccer too. But you're saying the Latinos are just even
They're
that much
on
better.
another
Gonna
level.
put us above.
Yeah.
They have that beautiful play of soccer style too. I don't know if you guys are soccer fans or not, but they that ticky tacky.
Yep.
Back at, oh, it's fun to
Soon,
watch.
soon to be ours.
Soon to be ours by 2062.
2062 is our year.
Look out, world! That's when we're going to win the
Yeah.
World Cup.
I'm making a note of that.
Awesome. Yeah, write that. Put that.
I'm
You
making
guys
a
putting
note
that
of
in your
that, for
calendars?
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll never happen.
That's what I wanted to say. It'll never happen. But
It'll never happen.
That was too easy of an answer, though, and Brad's an expert, so he took it another level.
Yeah, that's right.
I appreciate that, Brad.
but we don't focus on soccer. We focus.
That's
on
right. We got
baseball,
football,
basketball.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got so many sports.
Yeah.
Most other people just have soccer's a cheap game to play. You need a ball and a goal.
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
the original sport.
Yeah, it's the
It's-
original sport.
The third world country sport.
Somebody said it started by like the Chinese get credit for inventing soccer, and they used to use people's heads that they
Yes.
severed
No, I thought
as
it was
the ball.
I thought it was like ancient Incas.
Yeah, they had like
and,
a,
what was that
With,
game
with the
called?
stone ball and
Yeah, I forget the name of that ball. I know what you're talking about. They hit it with their hip. And
Yeah.
it goes through the hoop.
anything,
Yeah.
anything but their hands.
Have you ever
Yeah.
seen Irish soccer?
Yes, where they like beat each other because they're drunk. Yeah.
They ride around on motorcycles drunk, and they literally run into a big ball with the back of like dirt bikes.
It's like dirt bike soccer.
And they can. There's no rules. They can run.
So it's roller derby.
They can run.
Yeah.
With motorcycles.
See? With
They can
motorcycles.
run. They can run people over. There's no rules.
Thank
Look it
God
up.
for the idiots.
That's why we have idiots.
You
Yes,
can
thanks,
literally
idiots.
run people clean over. No rules at all.
They both entertain and piss us off equally as the idiots, but we need them.
So you fishtail into a big ball and try to. That's
And if you
awesome.
run people
Let's
over,
play.
and yeah,
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Let's all go get motorcycles and
dirt bikes.
Start running into
start running into each other and breaking bones.
It's better to rent them.
All right. That brings us to the final question, which I gave to Ricky, and he had a week to study it and answer. I just gave it to Justin at the start of this show. He has no idea what it is, but he does now. Hopefully he's come up with an answer to how do you achieve nirvana?
Well, the way I achieve nirvana is pretty simple. I put on a Nirvana song,
Oh.
and then
Kurt
I
Cobain
take-
gets you there.
I take 4 Viagra.
You really like those at 4 at a time.
Yeah, 4.
I think
Four.
they need to up his dose, maybe.
Something.
Maybe they're giving me the wrong dosage. I'm thinking, or maybe it has an adverse effect.
Isn't it an over-the-counter thing?
I don't know anymore. I don't know. I
Viagra's
get mine. Get mine in a prescription form.
So Nirvana song.
So Nirvana,
Nirvana song,
Anyone specific?
with a
song?
heart on,
the only one,
the
Okay.
only one.
the
Spirit?
Teen Spirit.
Is it on repeat? Just
Repeat.
Teen Spirit over and over?
Repeat Teen Spirit.
I-
4 Viagra.
No, I didn't say which one. I said with a heart on.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Listening to Teen Spirit
And then,
Oh,
and then
okay.
that's,
over on repeat,
That's his Nirvana.
that's your moment
That's
of
it.
nirvana.
and then when I finish, that is Nirvana.
Listening to
That's
it.
how I achieve Nirvana.
Literally,
So you're
I just-
masturbating to the song.
I got
with these gloves.
I got nauseated a little bit.
I am
'Cause
sick
it-
now.
I've got sunglasses on, but I was looking him straight in the eye when he said that.
Now you're gonna have nightmares
I
tonight.
just imagine.
I feel bad.
Which part? The 4 Viagra part or the Nirvana him
You know,
jerking
this,
into it?
ooh.
yeah, that's
for-
disgusting. Let's move on.
Hey, well, thanks for ruining that song, bud.
All right. Yeah.
That's the quickest answer I could come up with.
Great.
The quickest.
Well, nicely done, Justin.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not an expert, clearly.
Yeah, you're going to be punished for it. Don't worry.
Just for answering that question.
His puzzle next season is going to be 3 pieces. It's just going to be like a triangle, you know, it's just
Here
3
you go,
corners.
buddy.
I did it.
Yep.
Not punishing
exactly
me
right.
ever again.
Nope.
All right. Let's move on to our story round. So this is a dedicated episode to high school friends of the past that you haven't seen or heard of for a while, and mine is Aaron Weiner. And I met Aaron Weiner in probably the 3rd grade or something like that. And I remember the teacher said, Aaron, you know, they call roll, tell everybody's name, and they go, Aaron Weiner. And he goes, it's Weiner. And I thought that was fucking hilarious. And I'd give him shit for it all the time. You know, we'd call him Aaron Weiner and it'd piss him off. And because we were thinking in his mind, it's better to be a figurative dick than an actual dick. You know, I'm a whiner. I whine all the time, so I'm a dick. Or I'm a wiener, which is a euphemism for dick. So I always thought that was funny, but we were buddies. So this takes place in high school. And back in the day, you know, we'd grow facial hair so we could buy beer, not because it looked cool, but so we could, you know, trick the guy into not IDing us.
Look older.
Well, this didn't work one night, and so we're going outside. If that plan failed, we would find somebody who obviously looked old enough and ask them, hey, man, will you go in there and buy me some beer, buy me a case of MGD? They'd either say no or they would do it. So this one night, we got shut down for beer, and we go outside, and we asked these 2 people coming in. We're like, hey, man, will you buy some beer? We want some Miller Genuine Draft. Get us a case. And this one guy's like nervous and like kind of looking around. He's like, all right, man, all right. And we gave him the money, and he goes in there. I'm like, whatever it is, just keep the rest. And, you know, gave him like $30 or something like that. And he gets in there and buys it, comes back out, and goes, here you go. And we're like, thanks. And so I'm getting in the back of the car, and Aaron's getting in to drive. And as he's shutting the door, like the other guy kind of walked off going back towards this hotel that was over there. And so as Aaron's getting ready to pull the door shut, this guy we bought the beer from stops the door, whips out a badge.
Busted.
And he goes, tonight's your lucky night, gentlemen. He's like, normally you'd be in a lot of trouble. I'd be calling your parents, telling them you're trying to buy beer and things like that. Take this, go somewhere safe. Don't be driving around. Don't let me find you in a fucking accident. Have a good time. I just so happen to be on an undercover mission and this cocaine sting operation.
And you're in the way.
And I can't blow my cover. So he bought the beer so the guy would still think he was cool, and they were going to go back to the hotel. Major fucking drug bust that night. Like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cocaine were recovered in this guy's mission because he didn't fucking blow his cover.
Nice.
So that's where me and Aaron Weiner came in, and we went off and told his story and just had a great time.
Wow.
Nobody believed us.
So
I swear it's an honest
You got
to God.
to get drunk underage because
A
someone
cop.
else
An
was
undercover
doing cocaine.
cop. Yes.
Yeah.
That's my story. I hope you stuck around for that one, audience, because that was good.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's the buying beer from a cop.
Was he obese?
No, he was in pretty good shape. He
all
looked
right.
like he could kick some ass. This guy.
Okay.
The undercover guys, I don't care if they're obese. It's the guys wearing the tactical shit.
Gotcha. All right, Raj.
Sorry.
So,
It's a great story.
thank
really,
you.
Really bothering me.
Austin, let's hear your great story, please.
It's hard
What's
to
your
follow
story?
that one up, but this is the story of the wolf.
Oh,
Winston?
The
you're
wolf.
calling a wolf?
So in
Roger.
college,
Congratulations.
I was a freshman and I met this guy. His name is Robbie. And Robbie was a right guard and he was a junior at the time. My first introduction to Robbie was first day in pads. It's like everybody's rah-rah and everybody wants to hit something. And, it's the first day in pads. Everybody loves it. So we're doing this little drill with the defense and Robbie's a starter. So Robbie gets up there and he misses a block or something. And the coach is just dogging
Ripping
on him.
into him.
And Robbie is told that he has to, exit because he messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie takes his helmet off and starts beating his head in with his helmet.
Damn, Robbie.
And he walks off the field, and the coach is like, "All right, next one up." And this guy who's next to me, who's junior, he doesn't really play. He's like kind of stretching, like he's about to go in and stuff. And he looks at me, he's like, "All right, freshman, you're in." So
Oh, shit.
I'm just like, okay. And then Robbie comes up to me after that, and he's just like, "Hey, don't ever take my reps ever again."
Whoa.
Wow. What?
Wow.
We come to become best friends though. So after that,
okay.
it was kind of a respect thing. He saw that I was, there to work and whatnot, so on and so forth. A year goes by, and I'm the starting left guard, and he's the starting right guard. It's a senior year, and I'm a sophomore. Robbie tells me in the offseason, he's like, "Hey, I went to North Carolina in the woods, and I bought a wolf. I'm named him Loopy." I was like, all right, I got to see this. And so he brings it over to my house. And this wolf is the coolest fucking wolf I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen a wolf in my entire life. It was a real wolf.
Really don't have anything to compare it to, but this one's cool.
That's the coolest one.
Yeah. I mean, you ever
Not
see a
snapping
wolf
my
before?
eye.
You're
Never
just
seen a
like,
wolf?
Yeah. So I'm petting this thing. It's really skittish, and it's kind of just, very shy. And you go to pet it, and its fur is so soft. It's like one of the coolest animals I've ever seen.
Cool.
Robbie, later that year, is walking it. Loopy breaks the leash. Loopy runs off.
Oh, boy.
We don't find Loopy for months.
Oh.
Months and months and months. Almost, and now it's a year.
Do little children start going missing in this
I know.
Other dogs and cats.
Other
and
yeah.
So, fast forward another year. Robbie has graduated and he's gone. And I'm a junior now, and it's like middle of winter or something, and I'm going to the local Walmart to go pick up stuff, whatever. I come out and I see this farmer who I've known because I was a farmhand in college, and I kind of helped this guy and some of his buddies. And I walk up to him and I was like, "Hey, Mr. Tar, what's going on?" He's just like looking out into his pasture, and he's kind of looking around. He's like, "I think there's a fucking wolf in my pasture." And I was like, "Oh, come on, it's probably a coyote." And I look out, son of a bitch, there was a wolf out there about to eat a calf.
Oh.
And I'm looking closer. I was like, "That's fucking Loopy."
That's his wolf.
And I don't say it to the farmer. I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, shit, that looks like a wolf to me." And he's like, "Here, take this." He hands me a 30-06. He's like, "I'm gonna pay you $100 to sit out here all night and go shoot it." I was like,
I can't shoot
"Okay,
Loopy."
why not? Just $100. That's beer money tonight." I go out there and I'm sitting just in this field. It's like 11 o'clock at night, and I let a couple hours go past. I don't see anything, and then I see this wolf like walking the tree line in the background, and I'm like, "Oh my God, there it is." And then I go to raise my gun, and I'm looking at through the scope, and then he like gets spooked and then darts off. I never see him again.
Wow.
You almost killed Loopy.
I almost killed Loopy.
Loopy the wolf.
That would have been
For
your
100
first
bucks.
wolf kill.
Yeah,
You would have had to have mounted it.
100%.
And you had petted your first kill.
I would have petted my
if you-
first. If I
Yes,
would have
he would have
shot
made like affectionate contact with something beforehand.
Yeah.
Oh.
before killing.
But they were telling, like Robbie was telling me that when he first got off, he's like, if this thing goes off for more than 2 weeks, we're gonna have to shoot it because they'll either just go rabid and only want meat, or
You saw Robbie and Loopy at the same place at the same time?
yeah.
Okay.
Those guys from Forged
Thought
in
maybe
Fire.
he would be like a werewolf or something. Like he's turning into Loopy
Yeah.
and just messing with you.
Yeah, that too.
Those guys from Forged in Fire, I believe, have killed people, and I also believe that they have probably pet their kill
Before they kill it?
beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That is like porno for psychopaths
Their
if you have not
signature
seen that
move.
show.
Forge and fire.
Yeah. Like, I think these guys are like psychos and they just make their own murder weapons.
I just like the guy that goes in there and is like,
little kid.
that's a kill.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
That
is how
that
you
guy's
kill.
definitely killed people.
This is a kill. This will kill.
That's the story of Loopy.
All right. Thanks,
Nice.
Loopy.
That's a
Thanks,
good one.
Austin.
Loopy
Good
the Wolf.
story.
Man,
Nicely
wow.
done. Kevin, go on. What's your story?
Speaking of having a hard time following that act, I was witness to an accident about 3 weeks ago, coming to work.
Did you cause it?
On a Thursday morning? Nope.
Okay.
But I did see it happen. It was right where you come up US 1, turn left onto Old Moultrie.
Oh, yeah.
And you got that gas station right there, that racetrack. And what was interesting about it is when you get in that left-hand lane, that it's a dedicated left turn lane.
Here we go
So there's
Kevin in
only-
intersections.
I'm telling you.
There's only lights for it that are direction arrows. So you know that if
It's
it's
a
a red
protected-
area,
yep.
right. So there was a pickup truck, and he just blasted through the red light, and I was like, Jesus, what an asshole. And there was a black car right behind him, but she stopped, and I...
Was it a Cadillac?
It was not a Cadillac.
Okay.
It was just a little black car. And the light turns green. She goes through, and the reason I know it's a she, because she got hit. I didn't see the actual impact, so I don't know what actually hit her. But by the time I started to make my turn, she was actually spun all the way around, pointing in my direction.
Like she got T-boned?
So, yeah. And the car that hit her, I think it was a pickup truck, it was slowly stalling itself in a median behind me. So I went around her because my windows were cracked, so I could hear her screaming and yelling, oh, my God. But she got out of her car. And so I went around, and I was going to call 911 when the place lit up, the gas station lit up with the 8 cops that were sitting there.
No.
And they came flying
Having
out, and
donuts.
I was like, well, I don't think they have donuts there.
Obese
Kevin.
ones in you.
Sorry.
I didn't see any obese ones.
I want to get Roger going.
Yeah.
Donut
But
shop.
since I didn't see the impact, I couldn't say I was a witness. So I was like, all right, well, I left, and then something was bothering me, so I turned around, went back, talked to one of the cops, and I said, look, I didn't actually see what happened, but I was the only person here, so if you need any contact information. He's like, oh, yeah, don't worry about it. We already figured out that she tried to make the light and didn't and got
Pulled out in
tagged.
front of somebody.
And I was like, no, that's not what happened. Because I saw the red light go green, and she pulled out and got hit by this guy going southbound. And he's like, oh, really? And I said, yeah. So he got my information. And I was concerned about it because the next day was Friday. And I was like, you know what? This is nagging at me a little bit. If they said that she already was a victim or tried to make the light, obviously they talked to the other driver and he lied. So, because I called the cops and I said, look, this is really what happened. I want to make sure my information, because I don't want to get this lady getting fucked.
Sure.
It's not right. I mean,
You're
she
being a
was
good
the
citizen.
victim. I tried to be. But they said, okay, we got all your information. Thanks. We'll contact you if we need you. And I was like, all right. So stay tuned for an update.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
A
see.
running story, possibly,
yeah.
from Kevin
Okay.
Sea Dog Wilcox.
Yeah.
Did you give him the business card?
That was before.
Nice.
I didn't have.
That's what caused the accident.
hey, I
Stop
know-
everything. Look at this.
I noticed you just got hit, but check out our podcast.
Right?
Hey, are you okay?
In
Hey,
your
check this out.
hysterics.
You're going to jail now, but hey, look
Wow.
at this while you're there. All right, Raj, what's your story?
Okay, I got another EMS story.
Yeah,
love it.
This will be good.
That's all I got. So Mike and I are at a local hospital visiting another medic. She was 28 years old, got brain cancer, eventually died. It's a whole other story.
All right.
But we're upstairs visiting with this lovely lady, and we get a call, possible jumper. And that's unique. You don't, possible jumper, whatever. So we haul ass downstairs, get in the ambulance, and it's
Somebody's actively standing on a ledge somewhere.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. And this parking garage was like 6 blocks away. Santa Fe parking garage, and these 2 kids, I call them kids now, 19 and 21, I think, held hands.
They were both up there.
Yeah.
2 people.
Romeo and Juliet.
Oh
Yeah,
my God!
Exactly.
A pact.
Yeah, jumped off
Star-crossed lovers.
7 stories of this parking garage.
Oh.
We get there, and the girl's dead, eviscerated. Her, like someone stepped on a pack of ketchup. The guy is still alive.
Oh.
He doesn't know he's alive, but he's breathing. But he is all just closed, fractured, traumatized. Take him to the ER. I don't know. An hour later, the guy dies. But the security guard at the parking garage witnessed it.
Oh.
And this, the cop told me this afterward, and that guy was jacked up. And he said it sounded like a train wreck. He said it was the loudest thing he'd ever heard.
He was the guy who called and
yeah.
okay.
Actually, and he tried to chase him off.
And everybody got there a little too late.
No. So I guess these 2 had been hanging around this garage, and the security guard had tried to chase them off and whatever, and then they went back upstairs. And anyway, I forgot where I was.
Sorry,
going,
Roger.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Man,
awesome.
I wonder if they're on something like DMT.
No, I don't think so. The newspaper article said that the girl had written a suicide note earlier in the day, and they compared it to a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing.
That's sad. Terrible
Roger
story.
Downer.
Roger Downer
I know,
hour.
I know it's all. But
Roger Downer
I
round.
have these gloves on.
Yeah, let's name this a Roger Downer round.
all my stories are from EMS.
I think you do have PTSD and
know it.
expressing
I
it
think
as
he does.
depression.
I'm telling you, this
How
is
are we going to help you, Roger?
I don't know.
This is helping?
I think this helps.
Yes,
Talk
it
through
is
it, man.
helpful.
We should do a whole
Get it all out.
playlist of Roger's stories.
Oh, I
Noted.
Actually, yeah.
Noted. That's a good idea.
I got a whole bunch of them. I got the newspaper.
One a week.
I
We're here
keep
for you,
saying
Raj.
I need to bring them in.
Roger Downer round. All right, that's what we'll do from now on.
Yeah.
Thanks, Roger.
Well,
I'm sorry you had to witness that.
I've saved some people too. I mean,
There we
We'll
go.
hear
They
those
didn't
stories.
all- they
Yeah,
didn't
we'll
all
take
die.
it.
Both
He
ends of
says
it.
that as an aside.
He's been on both ends.
Tell us one of those stories right now. Go.
56-year-old, 58-year-old. I can't remember how old the guy was. Young.
Okay.
Young for
Sure.
dead and dying. Full arrest. That's what the call came out. Full arrest. We walk in there and family's there, freaked out. Nobody's doing CPR. Nothing. We get there first. ABCs.
Airway,
Intubate the guy.
breathing, circulation.
Yeah. Intubate the guy. Get an IV. Put him on the monitor. I think he was in VFib. Shocked him a couple times. Heart rate comes back. Get the epi, get the atropine on board, and the guy walked out.
Booyah.
Yeah.
All right.
Not just we got his heart back, but
He's
he's
back.
actually.
And everybody's like, thanks, RMFJ.
No, dude, those are 1 in a million. I've been on 1,000 full arrests.
All right.
And you can get a heart rate back. You can get
Thank you
what
for
do they call
saving
it?
people.
They've got a new term for it now. Return of spontaneous ROSC. What are they calling it in ACLS now?
I'm not an
me.
ACLS
Anyway,
certified
yeah,
person.
Anyway, so
That's above my pay grade,
so
sir.
they start breathing, then their heart starts beating, but
It's not.
There.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You got
Okay.
it back
But-
and it was.
Yeah,
He
but
was
the guys
back.
the guys that can actually walk out and are
Kind of like me.
it's literally it's 1 in a million, yeah. And there's another one that I wasn't even in EMS then. I was working at the hospital. Anyway, you guys are getting my PTSD all worked up.
And we're trying to help you,
We're
Roger.
here
We're
for
trying
you,
to help
Raj.
you work these things out.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it, John.
You need another beer? That helps too.
No, I'm good.
It's the cause and cure of all our problems.
Exactly.
All right, Brad, tell us your story, please.
Oh man. So I used to live with a
Happier.
good friend of mine, and before we lived together, he lived down south near the Tampa area, and he had a good friend who is a music producer, and happened to work with some prominent rappers from back in the day.
Okay.
So this is a story about Fat Joe's cousin.
Skinny Joe.
Skinny Joe. Skinny John.
I don't know, Fat Joe.
I love Skinny Joe.
And so this is all allegedly. This is me hearing the story secondhand. So Fat Joe's cousin was kind of, I guess, maybe involved in some shady stuff, and him and a couple of buddies decided that they were going to rob this guy. They knew he was probably peddling something. Could have been a seller of some sort.
Okay.
But they knew this guy was going to be home and not around other people, and they were going to rob him.
Shit.
So him and 2 other guys went over to his house and tried to rob him. And there was a safe, and they were like, bark at him, open the safe, open the safe. And one of them had a sawed-off shotgun.
Wow.
And he went to go
Hit him in the
pistol
back.
whip him, butt him with the end of the gun, right? And it goes off. And so one of his buddies just shotgun vaporized himself. And so at this point, they freak out, right? So they end up, the guy they were going to rob, they end up killing him because they freaked out.
Wow.
So they killed him. His buddy's dead. And so the two other guys, they rip out. They hop in their car and they start going. Of course, somebody called it in and the cops are hot on their trail, right?
Yeah.
They eventually get into a high-speed chase, and they end up trying to bail out of the car. So you got two of them. So they're on like kind of a major highway of some sort down south.
Highway 41 probably.
Maybe. And so they pull off and they go in two different directions. One guy, Fat Joe's cousin, runs off in one direction, and his other buddy hops a fence and all of a sudden finds himself in a retention pond. So he swims across across this retention pond, and what do you think happens?
He got eaten by an alligator.
He gets eaten by an alligator.
Thank you for another alligator story, Brad.
Gator Bob.
I love that.
And so
10 points for Brad.
Yeah, so he ends up
Thanks, Justin. 10 points for Brad.
he ends up dying as well. And so Fat Joe's cousin ends up getting arrested, and he is charged with all three murders.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Yep,
Wow, that's a great story.
He's somebody's bitch now.
probably.
Yeah.
He's not triple platinum,
Yeah.
probably.
He's definitely
Yeah.
he's triple something.
Yeah, hopefully it's-
Triple dipping.
Triple decker.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my story.
Nicely
It's pretty
done.
pretty wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
The name Fat Joe just reeks of convict. Fat Joe.
That's Fat Joe over there. You got to go see it. You need more crack? Fat
I wonder how
Joe's
much
got
street
covered.
cred he has.
No, man. Don't tell Fat Joe. No,
Yeah,
no.
Fat Joe's got street cred now.
I'm thinking.
It
Sure he
jumped him
does.
probably 100 points
Yeah.
up the ladder.
Yeah, his
I
fucking
would
cousin.
imagine.
Maybe not
killed
top
all those-
10, but
I like how we tied in like fat and alligators.
So yeah, that's what we would be without idiots.
yeah, without idiots,
We wouldn't
idiots,
have that story.
We wouldn't be.
have as many
This show would
alligators.
not exist.
That's what I'm saying.
That's great. All right, Justin, finish it off. Tell us your
Strong.
I have an
Wonderful
alligator story as well.
Yes.
Bring it in.
Let's go.
Yeah. So when I was younger, we lived in McGrath Circle,
Port Charlotte, Florida.
Port Charlotte, Florida, and I had got a Red Ryder BB gun, and it was a pump action one. And I was super excited to get it. Never had a gun. I was like, oh,
Eat the mic, please.
Sorry. I was super happy to get this gun, try it out. Well, I didn't know a lot about laws then, being a young kid.
Or now.
I decided that I was going to shoot an alligator.
With your BB gun.
Hell
with a
yeah,
BB
brother.
gun.
Hell yeah.
Baby alligator.
That-
I'm going to shoot this thing. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to shoot it through the eyes. I'm thinking I'm pumped up. I'm like, not knowing that it's an endangered species.
I don't think they are anymore.
I don't know if they are.
Maybe at the
Not
time.
anymore.
Maybe
it
at the
was.
time, I don't
Yeah.
know. Hopefully
Not
not. I'm hoping not. Definitely probably illegal
Peter's gonna
activity.
love
You should
this
not
show.
be. You should not be shooting alligators with that.
Yeah,
thing.
don't shoot alligators. Well, anyway, I'm excited. I don't know how good of a shot I am. Well, I pumped this thing like you're only supposed to pump it like 10 times. I pump it like 20 times. I'm like, yeah. And I rear up, and a buddy's with me, and I pow right through the eyes, and I kill this thing. And the neighbor is a German guy. He used to call our dog Shucksy. We had a dog named Shotzi. And he used to call the dog Shucksy.
Oh, Ed.
Yeah,
That
Ed.
guy Ed,
Yeah,
yeah.
Ed. Old German guy. Or where I think he was German. He had to have been German. Well, anyway, he saw me do it.
He had a lot of fertilizer.
He saw me do it. and he
Sorry,
was-
bad joke. I didn't mean it.
He saw me do it, and he was like, "You're going to get in trouble. I'm going to call the police on you."
And you're like 9?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like 8 or 9 at the time. And I'm thinking, oh, my God.
This is it.
I'm done.
I'm a lifer.
Yeah, I'm going to jail.
The German guy didn't like you to kill things.
He didn't like the
That
idea.
doesn't sound right.
He didn't like the idea
The
that
alligator wasn't Jewish.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
What?
That's funny.
So he had me thinking that I was going to get in a lot of trouble.
Did you start pumping the Red Rider again?
So I
Ed?
jump into
That's
the
his
water.
Nirvana.
I jump into the water and I get this baby alligator out. And I try to take it into the woods and hide it. Like I'm like
He's gonna
burying.
hide now he's breaking
I'm
another
burying the
law.
hole. I'm like digging a hole.
Tampering with evidence.
I'm
to
digging
go
a
along with
hole.
this murdering of
And I'm
endangered
trying to
species.
bury this baby alligator because I'm like scared to death that I am going to jail. Nothing happened of it, thank God. But this guy had me believing.
Had you scared.
Oh, he had me scared. I killed that alligator one shot through the eyeballs.
Nice.
I happen to be a pretty decent shot. I went shooting
Clearly,
with these guys.
there's only like a soft spot.
Yeah,
on
I
top.
took-
You must have really gotten it.
Red Dog and I went shooting not long ago, and he fucking crack shot this guy.
About 7 in a row with a 45.
Natural.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Pretty
he
sweet.
drove
Hell
some targets.
Yeah.
I've got a
That-
similar story like
a
that when
gator.
I was about 9 years old. The same daisy.
Alligator?
No, same daisy.
shit.
A goose, like a 30-pound goose.
Nice.
Right?
And he just pissed it off.
Yeah. No.
How far away?
I swimming in the pond.
Okay. Because I was about 20 yards. I was excited. I'm like, 20 yards. I'm like, pah, got it.
Oh yeah. No, this took me. It took me 15 minutes to kill this thing.
Oh, okay. Because it was.
So I was so my
if
first
Parker was
shot must have gave it
dedicated.
some brain damage or whatever, and it swam to shore. Right? I'm like, great, this thing's even closer, and I.
Got him, though. Eventually got him. Oh, yeah.
You brought him
Took
home.
Carry it home.
Dad, look what I brought. I got
Yes.
dinner. Let's clean this thing and eat it.
That's
Meanwhile,
Get that fucking thing out of here.
Dad's picking little
Yeah.
BBs out of this fucking thing.
I had to go throw it in the dumpster.
Ah,
Speaking of picking bees,
Oh man, I was so
the
proud
shit
of
little boys
myself.
do.
Oh, I was
it's
so
just
proud
awful.
of myself.
I worked at a hunting lodge, and one of my jobs, they would bring the ducks they shot, and they would want me to clean it and cook it for them. Well, they would bring these things, and they had bird shots in them, so it'd have like
Yeah.
100.
You gotta pick all that
pieces.
shit out of there.
Hell,
All
it
these
did.
fucking
Can't be
bees
crunching on
out.
it.
Yeah.
I've eaten some quail and gotten some.
Yeah.
Have you?
Little
Dove,
bird shots.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Gosh.
Oh, nice. Well,
Where's Sock Shoe?
Sock Shoe is
he passed out back there?
over here.
Oh, poor Sock.
Barnesy beat the shit out of him last night. They got drunk and had gay stuffed animal sex
No
and
doctor story? No
just knocked
doctor
him
round?
out. There's no doctor this round.
You're a doctor.
No.
Can we ask?
I got
If Fernando can come up with 5 questions, just what
We have
comes
a little
off.
time
You guys
for
go
that.
ahead.
I got another alligator story if you want it.
We have
Let's
a
do the
little
other
Is
one.
this a gator hour? Let's go.
Gator hour.
Gator
Let's just do
hour.
Gator hour.
Gator hour.
We were hadn't been here an hour yet.
No,
Well, we're missing Ricky. Here, let me. All right. Tell me your Gator story.
In high school, I had just gotten a bow and arrow,
Okay.
and it was a compound bow and arrow, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, this thing's fucking sweet. I mean,
I gotta shoot this.
yeah, I gotta go shoot
Yeah.
this. So I'm shooting at a target in my backyard, and then my buddy calls me. He's like, "Hey, bring over the target, and let's go shooting on the golf course." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Wide open.
Sounds
spot.
great.
We parked this thing on like one of the greens, and we're shooting at it, and we look over at the pond, and there's a gator, and he looks at me. He's like, "Let's shoot this fucking gator."
Oh boy.
I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's go kill this gator." So we go over to the pond, and I draw back, shoot right over the top of his head, and he's just like, all right, let me try. And then so the gator's starting to swim away, and he goes and shoots it, and we think we grazed it, but it was like practice tips, so it wasn't like anything I would
Yeah,
actually
Just
like.
bounced off.
Just bounced off.
Yeah.
him.
So we go and you shoot it, and then the gator dives down. We don't see the gator anymore, and we're like, I think we just shot the gator. I think we killed it. And then we're kind of running around. There's like golfers coming up on us.
What are you
like,
boys doing?
We gotta go home. And we never saw the gator ever again.
Huh.
That's my only gator story, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to think he made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a practice round, I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Like, you got the triple blade rounds
Was it-
that'll kill anything.
Was that the same gator with the cut up
Oh,
eye
yeah.
from
Missing the eye.
Chubbs
Yeah.
Peterson?
That's right,
Yep.
Chubbs.
Chubbs.
You took Chubb's hand.
You
I
son
got
of a
that son of a bitch's
Alligator
eye.
popped up, bit my hand off,
hand off.
cut me down to my pride.
Chubbs. Chubbs
Nice.
reference. That's great. All right.
I have a
You-
idea. I'm a chef, and I'd like to ask 4 chef questions.
You want to ask 4 chef questions?
Yeah,
All right.
and you all can quick fire answer.
Sounds good.
How's that
Let's
sound? We
can
tell
give it a
these are
shot.
gone. Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Go.
What is a lazy Susan?
Lazy Susan is
round
a device
thing
that
that
It's a
spins.
roundabout in a
Spins.
cabinet.
In the middle of
No, it's a bitch I work with.
Next.
Where does foie gras come from?
France.
frogs.
Frogs.
That is incorrect. It is goose liver.
Oh,
And you know how they do it?
Nope.
They
Blanch it.
take them and they put a little thing around their neck, a collar. They put a collar around their neck, and they force feed. They stick a tube down their throat, and they force feed them until their liver
Explodes?
implodes.
Liver break.
Yeah, like it not implodes, but it
Gets
fattens
beefy.
up, beefy, and then they kill it and take
Nothing
it.
like-
Is it good? I've never had it.
No,
It is
I've never did.
fantastic.
All right, says the
It is
chef.
one of the.
Chef
It's,
says
it's
Fargo's
worth
good.
the animal torture.
It is one of the most fantastic, delicate things I've ever tried.
that like
Okay.
veal?
Okay.
Okay.
Nothing like good.
Okay.
Next
now I want to
question.
try it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is escargot?
Snails.
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 Nice. Good job, guys.
It's a little snail who got a Rolls Royce and he put S's all over the side of it. So when he drives by, people go, "Look at that escargot."
Yes. I like that.
No,
It's an S-car.
No, it's Trading Places. Anyway.
thanks,
I
Roger.
like that.
Next,
Jamie Lee Curtis has great boobs in that movie. By the
Oh,
way.
we,
Yes,
oh,
she
we
does.
know.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Yes,
that's
she
the only
does.
scene I've seen.
that's I just rewind
There's
it.
more to that movie.
I thought this was a Jamie Lee Curtis boob movie. Yeah.
Last question. Have you ever had umi?
No.
And what is it?
Isn't that sea
listened.
urchin?
It is. It is the roe of a sea urchin.
It's called
Umi.
Umi.
Yeah. It's,
Is it the orange little
it's
things
the
you get on
orange
sushi?
nasty like.
think
It's
we
like the,
had
I might have had
the
that.
texture of it is like gritty.
Yeah.
They do it
And
on
it's
sushi.
salty.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
more like that's topiko.
Oh,
Those are
okay.
little
I've not had
salmon
that.
roe eggs. Salmon
Oh,
eggs.
okay, okay. Yeah, that's what I've had.
Or actually, I think topiko comes from sturgeon. I believe. I think that's
They're
sturgeon
good,
eggs.
whatever it is.
Oh, they're fantastic. But umi is very like almost like a paste, like gritty paste, and it's really. I've had it.
Yeah.
I was in culinary school for a very brief time, and they, as a bonus, you could try some, as a extra
Sample it.
grade, see who wants to try. Who wants to try this? I took the challenge.
Sure.
It is awful.
Oh,
It
really?
is. They say it's a
Doesn't sound-
delicacy.
Did you
in
just
Japan.
fuck it up, or was it?
No.
awful?
So the chef, he little German dude, short little fucker,
Wolfgang Puck?
asshole.
What's with you in German?
Yeah,
And he,
Justin
like,
is an
can
anti-Germite.
barely even
Dude,
understand
I'm
this
telling you.
dude.
Is
You
this-
can barely I love German people.
Was the goose Jewish?
The goose was French.
Okay, sorry.
France.
I was trying to connect it to an
France.
earlier part of the show.
I like
that-
it.
He's
I
a
appreciate
short
that,
little
Roger.
German
Yeah.
dude. Short little German dude. Takes a butcher knife and just takes these things live, and he cracks this thing open, and he busts
Digs
it
it
open.
out.
Takes a little tasting spoon, gives it to me to try.
You eat it raw like sushi?
Yeah.
style? Oh,
It is awful.
So what's
maybe
the,
you should have cooked it first.
I don't think it's supposed to be served that way. Japanese people say it's fantastic.
Oh.
Maybe it makes them do the electric boogie.
what's the rotten egg? Rotten egg with the bird in it. What do they call it?
Oh yeah,
Baroot egg or
Yes.
something like that.
You ever had that?
I've tried that as well.
And?
It is freaking awful.
Filipino,
Okay.
right?
They're
Oh,
fermented in ground for like it's 100-year egg. I think they call it.
What's
100-year egg.
What's the
And they
weirdest
put it
thing
in-
you've eaten? Then?
Yeah, that's
that you
great.
liked.
I'll ask the questions now.
That I've liked.
What's the weirdest
Yeah.
thing you've eaten?
That I've liked. That
Yeah.
I've enjoyed. Crane, sandhill crane. Yeah, it's called the ribeye in the sky. I got to try it at the lodge. It's fantastic. It is like eating a steak. It's really good.
Where can you get it?
They shoot them in Texas at Run and Gun Adventures hunting. Little shout out for them. I did work there, and
can
maybe
eat crane?
somebody's listening. And
I thought
can eat
this was
crane,
going
huh?
somewhere where
they
I-
would shoot cranes,
You're
and they would
serious?
they would shoot cranes,
Ribeye in the
sandhill
sky.
crane, and they would bring them to my work, and they would have me prepare it for them. And I got to try one time. The guy said, "Here, I brought you a steak. Here, try it. Cook it mid-rare, rare, or whatever, however you like your steak.
It's not like a chicken breast type thing.
Ribeye in the sky. It's red. It's got red meat. It's like it looks like duck meat a little bit,
Okay.
that darker red,
All
but
right.
it's fantastic.
All right. On that note, all the sand in the hourglass is over.
Thank you.
I
I'm
think
glad
we
I could-
can close out the show now.
Close it out.
What's that, Roger?
Cow tongue.
I have not tried cow
Oh,
tongue.
it's fantastic.
I haven't tried tripe. Or,
How do you know when you're
yeah.
done eating it? You start feeling pain?
I have had chitlins. Chitlins, if done right, are
Chitlins,
are
yeah,
good.
yeah. I
If
don't
they're
like
prepared
tripe.
right, they have to be cleaned
Yeah, tripe
properly.
is nasty.
Yeah.
It's the texture.
I've never
it's
tried
just
that.
a chewy.
I've
I
tried
don't think I could
Scrapple.
do that.
Have you tried Scrapple?
I love Scrapple.
That's
yeah,
the
it's like-
shit that
Scrapple's
gets
in the
left on
can?
the floor.
yeah, I
Yeah,
love
I
Scrapple.
love Scrapple.
I do too.
so good.
It is good.
Is that
Spam
like
is good.
It sounds
Spam in it?
absolutely horrible.
Oh,
It's like all the
awful.
shit that falls off of the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
They scrape it off the floor, pack it into a block, and there
fry
you
it
go.
up.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, wow.
It's fucking great.
Scrapple and eggs.
Have you ever had head cheese?
No.
No.
I won't.
What is it?
It's like literally
Brain or
like
something?
brain and
Like brain fat or
like,
something like
yeah.
that.
From all animals?
Yeah,
or-
typically a cow.
okay.
Yeah.
I'd say a cow or a sheep
or
or
sheep
something,
head.
yeah.
Yeah. Barbacoa is fantastic. That's basically cheek meat or whatever from a cow. It's really good.
All right, I'm closing the show. I'm getting hungry. I want to go get
I
something
know,
to
I'm
eat.
not- I'm not
Sorry.
saying-
Special thanks to our stand-in expert. Thank you very
Yeah.
much, Justin
Thanks
Red
for
Dog
bringing me back,
McKnight,
Justin.
and our illustrious normal experts. Thank you very much. And
I will
Ricky
keep
couldn't be
this
here
tight.
today. He is the picture of knowledge.
I will keep
Hopefully,
this
we're showing
safe.
that to a camera. He will retain that until the finality of this next season.
Thank you, Ricky.
Soon to be coming up. Special thanks to our producer and crew, everybody. We really
Thank you,
appreciate all
Fernando.
your hard
Thank you,
work.
Sim.
And of course, if you're watching, liking, and subscribing, we love you forever. Thank you very much for joining IATQ. Justin's just waving shit
I'm gonna
around.
give you more of these cards.
I'm Bryce
Bring
Brizzle
them.
McKnight. Good whenever, wherever you are. Thank you very much for watching.
Merry Christmas.
Yay.
All right.
Merry Christmas, too. Happy holidays.
All right. Wow. That's so